Have you ever asked yourself where money actually came from? How is it made, and why it looks the way it does? Well, if you're curious enough to know, then this video is definitely for you. But before anything else, please hit that notification bell and subscribe button to know more videos just like this one. Welcome to Fortune Figures. Here are the top 10 things you probably never knew about money. Number 10. More monopoly money is printed than real money. Monopoly dollar, shortened to dollar, is the main currency used in Monopoly. Each Monopoly player begins with $1,500. Whoever is chosen to be the banker divides the money into these denominations: 2 times $500, 2 times $100, 2 times $50, 6 times $20, and 5 each of $10, $5, and $1. The bank keeps the remainder. For fewer than 5 players, the banker will remain the banker and a player. Another interesting fact appears at the bottom of that page. 26 million currency notes are printed each day with a face value of approximately $974 million. Parker Brothers, the maker of the board game, says it prints $30 billion in Monopoly money every year. Monopoly money, or shortened as money, is what players use to buy properties, construct buildings, and pay rents, fines, or taxes. Properties can be mortgaged in order to borrow money from the bank. Number 9. Why do some coins have ridges? Did you ever wonder why the quarter has those ridges on the edge? They were created to prevent counterfeiting. Yes, even back in those gentler times of colonial America, there were improvising criminals trying to counterfeit money. These counterfeiters would shave the edges off of coins because they were made of silver and gold. A $10 gold piece was made with $10 worth of gold. To make a little extra money, people would shave the edges of the coins and collect the metal. If done well enough, the smaller coins would not be noticed by the merchants, and they, in effect, would get less than $10 in gold for a purchase. This gave the counterfeiter extra gold or silver to make into more coins. Today, the ridges remain as a form of braille for the seeing impaired, where there are 119 grooves on the edge of a quarter. Reeds remain on coins today, even though the coins are no longer made of precious metals, because it helps the visually impaired identify certain coins. Before 1965, the quarter was made out of silver. Today, it's made out of an alloy, a mix which is more than 91% copper, and the rest, nickel. Speaking of the nickel, the penny and the nickel never had reeds because they were never made of precious metals. Number 8. A bill's life expectancy is no longer 15 years. Like all things, dollar bills wear out over time and they need to be destroyed and replaced. Worn out bills can affect commerce if they are too dilapidated to be exchanged. The Federal Reserve states that the average lifespan of a $1 bill is 5.8 years before it is replaced due to wear and tear. However, it's not the shortest life expectancy for a bill. That title belongs to the $10 bill, which surprisingly only lasts about 4.5 years. The $5 bill also has a shorter lifespan than the $1 bill, coming in at 5.5 years, whereas the $20 and $50 bills start to trend upward at 7.9 years and 8.5 years respectively. Lastly, the longest lifespan belongs to the $100 bill, which lasts an average of 15 years. Number 7. The $1 bill hasn't been redesigned in more than 50 years. If your wallet contains dollars with a mix of $1, $5, $10, $20, $50, and $100 bills, you'll notice that most of those denominations have huge portraits of past American leaders on them. But there's one exception. The $1 bill has a relatively smaller picture of George Washington adorning its center. The decision to redesign paper currency stems not from the dreams of an idle artist, but primarily from the security needs of a nation. Specifically, the issue here is counterfeiting. It's bad for everyone, well, except the counterfeiter. If fake money is circulating, so the government takes steps to make that difficult. Older bills lack the security features of their newer counterparts and are, therefore, easier to fake. For larger denomination bills, that's a big problem. But it's questionable if that problem spreads to smaller denominations like the $1 bill. In 1996, the government began redesigning the $100 note, as well as other notes in the following years, to better protect it against counterfeiting. The first major change in 67 years. The $1 bill, on the other hand, is so rarely counterfeited that there are not only no plans to redesign it, but it was actually made illegal to change the bill in the 2015 Omnibus Spending Bill, an appeal to the vending machine industry that would require a costly overhaul if the $1 bill was redesigned. Number 6. There have been weird nicknames for money throughout time and around the world. If you want the ability to talk money with anybody, it might be helpful to know the different slang words for money used around the world. The term bacon usually refers to smoked and cured pig and has since evolved to also refer to money. It's typically used in the phrase, "bring home the bacon," but just like the delicious meat, you can use it however you please. Under the Coinage Act of 1792, gold coins had different values, including $2.50 called a quarter eagle, $5 a half eagle, and a $10 bill an eagle. If you think those names are weird, wait until you find out what people call money in different parts of the world. Some of the terms used to describe money include toad in Denmark, pasta in Spain, lobster in Australia, and mosquito in Germany. It's almost as weird as calling money cheddar or dough. Number 5. The Civil War sparked paper money circulation. The earliest forms of paper money were developed in China during the Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907 AD. In the United States, the first paper money created in 1690 was called a bill of credit and represented the colony's obligation to the soldiers. Soldiers could spend or trade the colony's IOU just like silver and gold coins, though the colonies issued paper money prior to winning independence. The federal government didn't start circulating paper money until 1861. That's because the government needed to finance the Civil War, which was expensive and needed the demand notes issued by the Treasury to secure loans from northeastern banks. As such, any and all U.S. tender issued in 1861 or later remains legal tender to this day, redeemable as its face value. Number 4. Queen Elizabeth II holds the record for appearing on more currency than any other person. From Australia to Trinidad and Tobago, Queen Elizabeth II's portrait has graced the currencies of 33 different countries, more than that of any other individual. Canada was the first to use the British monarch's image in 1935 when it printed the 9-year-old princess on its $20 notes. Over the years, 26 different portraits of Elizabeth have been used in the UK and its current and former colonies, dominions, and territories, most of which were commissioned with the direct purpose of putting them on banknotes. The Queen is frequently shown in formal crown and scepter attire, although Canada and Australia prefer to depict her in a plain dress and pearls. And while many countries update their currencies to reflect the Queen's advancing age, others enjoy keeping her young. Number 3. Pound sterling is the world's oldest currency still in use. The British pound is the world's oldest currency still in use at around 1,200 years old. Dating back to Anglo-Saxon time, the pound has gone through many changes before evolving into the currency we recognize today. It is both the oldest and one of the most traded currencies in the world. It is currently the 4th most traded currency in the foreign exchange market, after the US dollar, euro, and Japanese yen. Sterling silver pennies have been around since 775 AD, with King Offa of Mercia generally credited with being responsible for the widespread of adoption of the coins. The first fully printed banknotes were introduced in 1853. The pound sterling has survived an independent currency while most of the rest of Europe adopted the euro as a single currency, which at the beginning of the 21st century seemed the likely destiny of the pound sterling too. Number 2, there are more bacteria in your bills than you think. Several research studies confirm what you may have guessed all along. Your money is filthy. In some instances, touching money is just as dirty as touching a public toilet. Cash is notoriously covered in germs. Studies suggest that paper bills can contain bacteria and viruses, plus lead to the spread of disease. And since the lifespan of various bills ranges from 4 to 15 years, it means that your bills have a lot of time to accumulate germs. Researchers even found out that most money contain fecal matter and other potentially pathogenic organisms. And last but not the least, number 1, numismatics is the official name for studying money facts. Numismatics is the study of physical embodiment of various payment media like currencies. The study of numismatics, as it applies to coins, is often in the research of the production and use of the coins to determine their rarity. It is also a term for coin collecting, the systematic accumulation and study of coins, tokens, paper money, and objects of similar form and purpose. The first English usage of the word numismatics was in 1829, which derived from the Latin word numismatis, stemming from the word adjective numismatic, which translates to of coins. Coins or other tokens that are rare or unique or that have some special history that can be documented are considered most interesting for study and valuable as collectibles. Alright, that's it for today. We hope you enjoyed today's video as much as we do. What other parts of the video did you find intriguing about money? Comment down your answers below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Fortune Figures, to keep you posted on our latest and trendiest updates. Thank you so much, and I will see you again next time.